Hey, what's up, guys? Getting back on Campeonato TV here. Hope everybody's doing good on this Sunday, the 26th of January 2025. I was getting on Campeonato TV. I didn't get on there last week, but I wanted to get on this week to keep the content coming to you guys. Make sure you guys are subscribing to my YouTube page. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and also, follow us on Spotify. I got an awesome show here today. I'm going to be talking about, the recent information that came out by the IFFHS. Um, IFFHS is IFFHS. Sorry, is an organization that ranks football leagues around the world, and I wanted to get on here and talk about it. I posted about it earlier this week. So, anyways, it's about midday here where I am, and I got the Inter game on the background over here versus Lecce, and looks like Inter's winning 1-0, and Fratesi scored. And also, as you guys know, I watch NFL as well, and the Buffalo Bills are playing today against the Chiefs. So let's hope they could get the job done and go to the Super Bowl. But haven't been a Bills fan for a long time, and Bills fans will know nothing ever comes easy and nothing's ever guaranteed. So, anyways, so moving on to what I want to talk about. So as you guys, may or may not know, the IFFHS, International Federation of Football History and Statistics, it's an organization, dedicated to collection and analysis of football statistics worldwide. It was founded in 1984, and it compiles rankings and awards in various football categories, including club and national team rankings, player rankings, and historical rankings. They're also known for publishing annual reports and awards such as the world's best football club, the world's best keeper, the world's best national team. That was straight from the web. So this is, a reputable, source. I seen, a lot of people on social media when they saw that Serie A was the strongest league in the world. They were like, this can't be, legit source. And it is, it's legit. They got a website and everything. They've been around since 1984. And, but anyways, I wanted to do this video to just, I know there's a lot of people out there that, may not agree with this, but I wanted to, provide the facts to everybody. So, and really, being a lifelong, Italian football fan, a Serie A fan, this has been the conversation that I've heard ever since the beginning of the 2000s. Oh, this league's better. That league's better. Really, honestly, I think we're grasping at straws over here. We really are. Every year, Serie A teams, La Liga teams, Premier League teams, they play each other, and sometimes the Premier League team wins, sometimes the Serie A team wins, sometimes the La Liga team wins. Sometimes the Bundesliga's team wins. So these teams, these leagues, they're all pretty close. I mean, just this year when you saw the Champions League games, Italian teams versus Premier League teams, Liverpool, yes, they beat AC Milan. Yes, they beat Bologna. Congratulations. But also Inter, they beat Arsenal. Atalanta should have beat Arsenal. They drew them because the goalie blocked the penalty kick. And Juventus beat Manchester City. And there was some other draws. I know Roma played Tottenham in the Europa League, and they drew them. And so anyways, it's kind of like 50-50 down the middle. They win one, we win one. But like I said, this is all I hear since the 2000s, with like these newer, like football fans. They they need to say we're better, or this or that, you know. So anyways, let me share my screen here, and I'll show you guys. Share my screen. All right, here, share screen. So here we go. You can go on this website, IFFHS.com. And if you go here and you look at they have a bunch of information here, men's world club world rankings, strongest national leagues, um, information here. If you go in this post over here, it tell you right here, the strongest league is the Italian league for last year and in 2024, and it was the previous year too that it was the strongest league. And you go down the list over here, and that has all the leagues. It ranks them around the world. USA is 49. I picked that out, because obviously I live in the USA. But I was a little shocked by that one. But again, this is an organization that's been around. I'm sure they're using some metric, to calculate this. And to me, it's legit. It is legit. If anybody has been following football this past 2-3 years, the Italian teams have been doing the best in Europe. And so in the Conference League, in the Europa League, and the Champions League, they won the Conference League, they won the Europa League last year. I know, everybody always comes back to me and says, "Oh, when's the last time Italian team won the Champions League?" Well, Inter. But let's not forget that Juventus and Inter made it to the Champions League since then. And there has been teams that made it to the semifinals as well. Roma. You go watch the game. Watch a tie. Roma versus Liverpool. The refereeing was horrendous, and I'm not gonna sit here and come up with something. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the ball is round. It's very hard to win the Champions League, and when you got these teams like Manchester City and Real Madrid that just spend money like water, it's hard to beat them, especially when they have two squads. Somebody gets injured, they plug somebody in. It's hard to beat them. It doesn't mean the league is better. It just means that team has ridiculous amount of money, and they could buy all these players. Somebody's not performing, they could put somebody in. It's hard to beat them. Inter went there, and they one could argue they should have beat City. And the Juventus, they played Barcelona. They lost that game, narrowly. And then they played Real Madrid, and that was a good game until they let it get away. At the end, they were, but it is what it is. They haven't won a Champions League, but I would say this year is a good year. They're definitely a possibility. I posted on my page about about what teams are based on calculations, are projected to get to the final, win it. And it's Italy, it's an Italian team, and the English team, Liverpool and Inter. Who knows if it's going to happen? Like I said, the ball's round, anything can happen. The bad referee, a player's injured, the ball doesn't bounce the right way. Anything can happen. So yeah, an Italian team hasn't won a Champions League, but we're trending in the right direction. So anyways, I wanted to, share this information for you, and, just, explain that the Italian league is the strongest league. The Premier League, for newer fans that are new to the sport, they may take to it better because, the stadiums may be newer, or, like the Premier League, it came to the USA first, or they've been more international sooner than these other leagues. But if you're talking about football, the Italian league has been the best league this past couple of years. I realize that the Premier League is still um, the Premier League is still in first on the UEFA coefficients, but and the reason is because the UEFA coefficients they they go back farther, several years. That calculation is calculated several years. You can see right here. I'm not exactly sure how many years it is, but if you look on this rankings over here, you know, England, they have 14, 14.6. Italy's 13. So that's why they're in number one, because they've done better for a longer period of time. This is the season. Actually, this is for this year's season. As you'll see, Italy is slightly behind England, but if you look at the whole, here you go. You have 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 20. So it may be like a 5-season running score. And you can see right here, Italy is 88. The Premier League is 100. So in order for Italy to take over England in the Lautaro just scored 2-0 Lecce. In order for Italy to take over England, they need to have, they need to, continue to do better than England in the next, several, seasons. Right now, they're a little bit behind based on results, but anyways, I just wanted to post this information to you that England, over a longer period of time in UEFA, they have, been stronger, and Italy has been in second. And here's the rest of the list. But again, like I said earlier, we're grasping at straws over here. English teams, they don't, smack Italian teams or Spanish teams or German teams. They're usually they're competitive. So we're grasping at straws over here. But like I told you, if you're going solely on season, Italy has been the strongest one this year, past year, 24 and 2023. Now, another thing, I want to, talk about is, I don't follow The Guardian. Recently, they came out with, the 100 best, 100. I guess The Guardian, I think it's like an English, organization. And they came out with the 100 best male footballers in the world. And, as you would suspect, the majority of it is dominated by Premier League players, and I'm not shocked because, I think English media is putting this together, and, they're trying to pump up their league. And, but just to give you guys an idea, I put it into Chat GPT. There was about 42 players it picked for Premier League, 19 players for La Liga, Serie A 11, Bundesliga 6, League 1 5. They had some other players over here. I think this one is Messi. And I don't know that I agree with all these. I'm not going to go through, all these, players, but I feel that, the Guardian is probably, favoring the English league because, the English league, that's what they, if they are the best at something, they're at the best, at hyping up something. So of course they're going to put their players and make it look like, oh, we're the best, we're the end all be all of soccer and this and that, or culture or football, whatever you want to do. They may be the best at marketing, and they may have better stadiums, but on the field, that Italians have been the Italian teams have been the best. And why is that? They have been the best, at least in the last couple of years. And like I told you, they're gaining on the Premier League. Um, they're gaining on the Premier League in the UEFA coefficient, and hopefully, we could gain some more points this year and move forward. Um, so what may ask, how, like I know I would ask if I was an executive of the Premier League, or an executive of a team, or maybe they don't care because they're just making so much money that's all that matters. But what's alarming to me is that these teams like Chelsea, every year when there's a transfer window, Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City, they always do it. They say, oh, Chelsea spent more money on buying players than the Serie A and La Liga and and the Bundesliga combined. So, that's great. That's great. You guys got a lot of money. That's great. I you know, if I was running, the Serie A, and maybe people were doing this back then, but again, I've said back in the early 2000s that the Premier League was gaining steam and that they were going multinational, and and I didn't feel that the Serie A was putting emphasis on that because we were on top. But the Premier League, they got richer and they got more money to spend, but like the Serie A, they're now expanding worldwide and trying to reach new fans. They're improving the stadiums. I know Atalanta, they renovated their stadium. I know Bologna is doing the new stadium. I know Cagliari is doing a stadium. There's Fiorentina, they're doing the new stadium too. So the Serie A, the stadiums are going to get fixed, and they got to get fixed because we're doing UEFA Euro 2032. But back to what I was saying. Yes, the Premier League has more money than the Serie A, obviously, unless I'm missing something. They always spend more money on players. But how come the Serie A is statistically better in at least the past couple of years and is gaining ground on the Premier League this year in a UEFA coefficient when they don't even spend a fraction of the money that the Premier League teams say? I know if I was an owner of these teams or running the Premier League, I'd be like, how are we not beating these teams every time handily? How? Well, in my opinion, it goes down to coaching, and it goes down to, passion. It comes down to, the fans and, the factors like that. The coaching is in Italy. I mean, every time you see like the coaching awards, there's always Italians in the top. The fans and the passion in Italy is second to none. Go ask, Pulisic over there. He's been in England, Germany. Go ask Koulibaly. I saw something that he said that playing in the in Napoli. So the coaching, the culture, the fans. You know, the setup of the Serie A, which is typical. The teams are all fighting for something. I mean, if you watch the games over here, there's always something to fight for. You have Inter that is playing Lecce right now, and they're fighting. They're expected to win the Serie A, but Napoli keeps winning. So these guys, they're fighting over here to beat Lecce. And Lecce, guess what? They got something to fight for too, because they don't want to be relegated. So iron sharpens iron. So, anyways, this is what I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully, you guys, you're having a good Sunday, and I just wanted to, to clarify this, that the Serie A has been the strongest league, in Europe. They have been the strongest league. Even the UEFA coefficient shows you right here. Last year, 23-24, Italy, they had it better than England. And right here, it's about dead even. So, and then back to IFFHS, which they have their own methods of calculating. So, anybody that keeps saying the Premier League is the best, like I said, maybe the best at marketing, um, and spreading the sport, but on the field, the numbers are the numbers. And let me just tell you right now, the Serie A, it's coming back, stronger than ever. With some things I see going on, they're expanding. The teams are doing better, and stadiums are being rebuilt. Anybody that knows football knows that it's cyclical. Um, if you follow football in the 80s and 90s, the Italians were on top. And then, the Premier League started to get stronger in the Spanish League too. And then I want to say that from, like the, 2000, 2007-ish, that period on, or maybe 2010, the Spanish took over, and they were more dominant. We were Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and Real Madrid. And then, like finally, the English, with all this money they got, I mean, they just could buy all these players. They, have been stronger. But I feel like the tide is turning. I don't, so we'll see what happens. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to do my part to support the football that I love, and help clarify up misunderstandings like this. And make sure you subscribe and support me. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Spotify. It helps us out. I'm going to keep doing this. And because I love talking about football, and I love, providing concrete evidence, and I want to support the football that we all love, and try to bring in, more fans. And we could do that, by joining this community and sharing, the information I have and that I share, and we'll go from there. It takes all of us. So, anyways, enjoy your Sunday. Go Bills. And there's been some awesome games on Serie A today with AC Milan and Parma. I knew that one was going to be a dogfight. Then you had Roma coming back right now, Lecce versus Inter. And then we got Lazio versus Fiorentina. I mean, where do you get games like this? There's great games all day if you want to just sit on the TV and watch these games. So, anyways, we'll see you guys. Go Bills.